July 3, 1863, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The small town had become the focal point of a nation divided, a stage set for one of the most pivotal battles in American history. The air hung heavy, thick with humidity and the tension of impending battle. Dawn broke over the foggy fields, revealing the silhouettes of cannons and soldiers preparing for the day ahead. The fate of the Confederacy rested upon the shoulders of men about to march into destiny. Each step they took echoed with the weight of their cause, their determination etched into their faces. General Lee, a cunning strategist, had devised a plan, a daring assault on the Union center. His confidence in his men and his strategy was unwavering, believing this bold move could turn the tide of the war. This would be known as Pickett's Charge, a name that would be remembered in history, symbolizing both bravery and tragedy. Confederate soldiers, veterans hardened by years of war, prepared themselves for what lay ahead. They cleaned their rifles meticulously, each movement a ritual of readiness. They wrote heartfelt letters home, words that might be their last, and found solace in the company of their comrades. Around the campfire they shared stories, laughter and fears, finding strength in their unity. They knew the risks, the potential for carnage, yet their spirits remained unbroken. Their resolve was a testament to their belief in their cause and their comrades. They were fighting for their homes, their families, their way of life. Each photograph, each keepsake was a reminder of what they stood to lose and what they hoped to protect. General Longstreet, Lee's trusted lieutenant, expressed doubts about the plan. He was a seasoned strategist, well aware of the risks involved in such a bold maneuver. His concern was not just for the immediate battle, but for the lives of the men under his command. Could they successfully attack across such open ground against a fortified enemy? The terrain was unforgiving, and the Union forces were well entrenched, ready to repel any assault. Lee, however, remained resolute. He believed in the valor of his men, in their ability to break the Union line and secure a Confederate victory. His confidence was unwavering, driven by a deep sense of duty and a belief in the cause they were fighting for. The objective was clear. Cemetery Ridge, a fish-shaped rise in the landscape, held the key to the Union defense. It was a strategic high ground, offering a vantage point that could turn the tide of the battle. If the Confederates could take it, they could split the Union Army in two and seize control of the battlefield. This would not only be a tactical victory but a symbolic one, striking a blow to Union morale. Hope for a decisive victory pulsed through the Confederate ranks. The soldiers, despite their fears and the daunting task ahead, were driven by a shared sense of purpose and the belief that they could change the course of history. The Confederate artillery opened fire, a thunderous barrage meant to soften the Union lines. Then, the order came. With a shout, Pickett's division surged forward, followed by other Confederate units. They marched shoulder to shoulder, a sea of gray advancing across the open field. The sun beat down mercilessly. Men started to fall, victims of Union artillery and rifle fire. Yet the Confederates pressed on, their courage undimmed. Every man knew the importance of this charge, the hopes that rested on their shoulders. From behind stone walls and earthworks, Union soldiers unleashed volley after volley of deadly rifle fire. The Confederate attack was met with a wall of lead, a storm of fire and steel. Still, the Confederates advanced, their ranks thinning with every step. They reached the Emmitsburg Road, a sunken lane that provided some cover. Here they reformed, their determination unwavering even in the face of such devastating losses. With a final, desperate push, the Confederates surged towards the Union line. They reached the stone wall that marked the Union position on Cemetery Ridge. Hand-to-hand combat ensued, a desperate struggle for survival. For a brief moment, the Confederate flag waved defiantly on Cemetery Ridge, but the Union defenders held firm, repelling the Confederate assault with incredible courage and tenacity. Pickett's charge had failed. The grand assault, meant to break the Union lines and secure a decisive victory, had instead ended in disaster. The retreating Confederate soldiers limped back across the battlefield, leaving behind thousands of their comrades. The once hopeful and determined men now faced the grim reality of their defeat. The ground was littered with the dead and dying. The echoes of gunfire and the cries of the wounded filled the air, a haunting reminder of the battle's ferocity. The dream of Confederate victory lay shattered on that blood-soaked field. The hopes of a swift end to the war were dashed, replaced by the harsh truth of prolonged conflict. The survivors of Pickett's charge carried with them the memories of that terrible day, a testament to the horrors of war and the courage of those who fought. Each face told a story of bravery, loss, and the heavy burden of survival. The Confederacy would never fully recover from the losses suffered at Gettysburg. The battle marked a turning point, a moment when the tide began to shift irrevocably against them. The tide of the war had turned. Gettysburg became a symbol of hope for the Union and a stark reminder of the cost of war for the Confederacy. The echoes of this battle would resonate through history,